What do I look like, people? Oh my good God, I haven't looked in the mirror today. Wow. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's getting so itchy. Something's in the air. Oh my God. Wow, my eyes are actually getting teary because my nose is so fucking itchy. Oh my God. What up, Jake? Is that JK? What up, JK? How's it going, everybody? I have a feeling this is going to be a spicy reading. And you know why I know it's supposed to be a spicy reading? Because today's supposed to be my day off. And clearly I'm not taking a day off because I never do. My sister, I'm like, I'm going to go live. And she's like, I knew it. You never take a day off. I'm like, no, I don't. I think it's like, I want to do current energy because I'm feeling something pretty fucking intense. So I'm not digging this light though. I want it a little bit darker. God damn. Huh. I know you guys don't care about the light, but I do. It makes the video. Because I got to know what I'm dealing with. Ah, that seems good. Okay. I do know what I'm dealing with here. And obviously purple, because it has to be intuitive. All right. That is just eucalyptus and water, by the way. It is so good. Very cleansing. Okay, let's roll the dice. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You all know what's going on. This is general message for a collective, like now. Okay, current energy. God damn. Current energy. Really? Virgo Mars in the 5th house? I don't like that. The Sun, 11th house in Pisces. I like that a little bit better. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the same dice, though. I'm going to incorporate the two rolls together because I liked the Mars energy. I just didn't like that 5th house. So with self-relationships, future goals, I think it's going towards something. I think that there's some type of desire, passion that somebody wants to move forward, and possibly with the Pisces energy. Yeah, because Pisces is mirroring Virgo, I believe. Virgo, inner analysis, solitude, and then Pisces, moon energy, hidden intentions, psychic messages, 11th house Aquarius, connection with the sun. This is like getting the right connection to move forward. Whoa. Mother Nature's wrath and witch. Which they're both in reverse. Witch in reverse is a monster. Like magician gone terribly wrong. Mother Nature's wrath in reverse is, I think, the reason why we're getting all this weather. It's not good weather. It's a reflection of something else. Peace pipe. Pass the duchy. This could be the energy of possibly somebody understanding that the relationship that they're in is no longer right for them, and this is your future partner, getting away from the partnership that they're in right now and moving their energy forward with somewhat of a hidden intention because their partner doesn't truly know what they want. So it's like somebody planning on leaving somebody. Oh, is that last train home? Work. It's always about work. Who's that? Hello, venting. What's going on, everybody? Okay. So, work, panic. Brainstorm, melting. Okay. So, okay. I feel like this is some type of, like, little bit going into the future, possibly into Pisces season. Pisces season is the cusp of basically winter and spring, right? Because it goes from the middle of September to the middle of March. Or sorry, the middle of February to the middle of March. And March is spring, okay? So Pisces is that cusp. And with cold in reverse and melting away, we just got all this snow and the fucking sun came out right away and it's just started melting everything almost instantly. Like, no wonder they have to cover the sky for most of winter, because if the sun were to stay out, winter wouldn't exist. It doesn't matter really where you are, right? The cloud coverage they do for a reason, in order to keep winter active. I don't think winter is like, I think it's just a scam. Right? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure snow is like not even real. It's so sad with what's going on the internet right now and everybody's experimenting, and pretty sure snow doesn't even exist. Therefore, and like these eclipses and these lunar eclipses and everything, I think those are just changing the light bulb up there. They're just changing the light bulb, and it needs to go out for a minute, but nobody can notice, you know? So then they got to turn the light bulb back on again, right? There's definitely something like someone's been manipulating energy and no one's noticing, because it's just looks like everything else, right? It just looks like normal winter. It just looks like normal spring. It just looks like something normal, but there's a hidden itinerary there. There's like somebody's little hidden motive in there to look like everything else, but it isn't like anything else. Okay. And this is work to uncover this, because something is fake. And I feel like that's a lot of partnerships are fake. There's a lot of people in relationships that are fake. They think they're with people who love them and they don't. They're just with needy attachment, kind of succubus energies. I don't want to be alone. I kind of feel like a lot of people don't know what a relationship is. And it's not to diss anybody. It's not to humiliate anybody. I just think that the way that we have grown and been taught relationship is not the same to everybody. And we know this, obviously, but there's this like, when you wake up, okay, that kind of detachment in such a commitment, something that you will walk away from, because when you open up your eyes, when you wake up, you're suddenly open and awake to everything that's going on around you. And therefore, this thing that's hiding like something else in front of everything, you're going to notice, because you're awake and you're not some zombie walking around not noticing anything, because you're so sunk in your own shit that how can you notice anything else when you're, 5 feet under? Basically, right? Like, you can't really, when you're in like stressful situations, you can't see the world sometimes the way that it truly is, because if you did, it would take your main itinerary off the stage and then put everybody else's onto it. And that's why so many people, when they wake up, they realize that You know, having a lot of people around, having a lot of friends that's the trick. That's where you're getting fucked, because with all these people around, you have all those different opinions and all those different people all together that are giving you different opinions and different ways that they would do things, that it gets you clouded. It gets you confused about what you're supposed to be doing if you're watching and doing just what everybody else is doing, because how would you know that they're even doing the right thing if they're giving up their energy as well? Okay, so there's kind of seems like someone's doing work, and I think it's mission work. Okay, and here's the storm cloud. I think there's these storms for a reason. Okay, they're supposed to test people. Okay, they're supposed to break people. Okay, they're supposed to, all those people that are putting anxiety onto you, that are putting panic onto you, that are saying you're the problem, are going to get put up against situations where people see that they're the problem. They're the panic. They're the ones that everybody needs to be looking at, not you, because there has been this very, very long cycle of pointing the finger at you. Everything is your fault. You're going to be blamed. Your fault. It's going to be your stage. It's always your actions, the way that you speak, the way that you are. You're not perfect. You need to change. They won't turn that finger on them. So that's why spiritually, when someone's attacking you, what I like to do is I like to put a big giant mirror right in front of me. I don't, you know, if you know me, I don't look in mirrors. Okay. But what I like to do the mirror effect, I call it. And I put up 4 mirrors around me, and, you know, on my back, around my sides, and on my front. And whoever's fucking with me, whoever's standing there is pointing at me, is now going to begin to point at themselves, because you ain't going to point your shit at me. Fuck that. I got my burdens to bear. I got my shit I got to carry. I ain't going to carry anybody else's. Okay. But when you're dealing with a fucking witch, little ditch witch, those exist, by the way. A little fucking ditch witch that thinks that she can go around tearing shit apart to clean out the ditch. Guess what? She ain't gonna come and tear your life apart so that she can clean a ditch out. Okay, so she can have some more room wherever she wants to lay her little fucking feet and do her fucking little rituals. Okay, so this is Mars energy bringing, obviously, this nasty little witch forward. Cemetery Gates. That's a Pantera song, by the way. If you don't know it, you should know it. Because this person is going, I just heard going to jail. Emotional as fuck. Crying, you can't arrest me, I didn't do anything. I've just been waving my wand. The universe told me to wave my wand. No, they didn't. They didn't say you could wave your wand and wave a bunch of bullshit in people's faces. That they chose to do on their own. So yeah, they're going to get emotional as fuck. There's the moon. So I dig it, because that's Pisces energy, which is the re-roll. I did not like that first roll. Maybe possibly because of the 5th house of pleasure. I don't know if somebody's just doing something because it feels good to them. It's like pleasure watching you squirm and go through these nasty attacks and spiritual attacks. And I watched, Lou Moon Tarot. She put up a video today about voodoo doll. Somebody using a voodoo doll. And we talk about that a lot on the channel, a lot of magic, a lot of, you know, but there's this couple weeks, man, I had this attack on my cranial, okay, and it was like somebody had put a crown of thorns on my head and tightened it. And it was like, I don't know if you ever had that where like sometimes you feel like your skull is cracking. I don't know, like, I don't know what does it, but like, you know that like like you can hear something in your head. It was like that. It was like every time I moved, it was like this thing that went right around the back of my head. And it was like somebody had put like a helmet on me or something. And I had to take a bunch of drugs to get out of it, obviously, and go straight to bed, because that's the only way. Like when you get spiritually attacked and you're in your, you know, you can feel it, just try to go to sleep if you can. Okay. Because usually you'll end up going into dream state and dealing with it. All right. What up, everybody? What up, Nikki? Okay. So I kind of feel like there could be an attack, and this is how this witch is doing it. She's using different tactics to attack you. Okay. And whatever she's doing out of a fifth house of pleasure, because she just wants to, okay, is now going to like clap back at that bitch. She's going to clap back at it. And I liked that was Mars energy, because it seems like that aggression now is going back at the sender, right? Mother Nature clapping it back, right? Turning the storm on them, right? I don't know how they could unleash a storm into your life and then think, what? Are they just going to not get, like, they're not going to get caught in the storm? They're not going to get caught in the rain? Really? I would be careful if I were you. All right, anything else for these lovely, lovely people to end this reading off with? Loser, health and safety, Sons of Anarchy, and the devil. I don't lie, but I also hate that saying, I told you so, because I did, but I'm not going to rub it in your face, because this is not what it's about. This is just about, if it resonates, please understand, I don't lie. There's no reason for me to lie. I don't get anything out of lying, so why would I lie about this? They're obviously possessed. Okay, this brotherhood scares me, because I feel like this person was a lot closer to you than what you think. Loving it! What's going on, homie? Okay, I feel like there's retaliation, family, brotherhood. I feel like there's been this like little fucking group of people that are forming against you, and because of this little fucking witch, this little ditch witch and her devil attachment. Okay, and a devil attachment she could be Capricorn. I say she because it's coming up as a feminine, but obviously it's just the reading. Okay, with loser and health and safety, I'm guessing this person's health is going to decline. Their safety is going to decline. You sit and do something out of pure curiosity to hurt somebody else. Like, that's terrifying. I actually think that's actually like pretty terrifying to do. To sit and fuck with somebody just to see what it would do. That's like psycho. That's like psychopath. That psychosomatic shit. You know what I mean? All right. Anything else? Poison. 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 That girl was so fly. Oh my God. I just heard that song the other day. Oh, I love that song. This girl is okay. This hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. All right, this girl is poison. I'm telling you. Do you guys know that song? That girl is poison. I mean, how do you not know that song? Okay, this person is poison. 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 Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for that. Oh my God, I gotta play that song when I'm done this reading. Torture, time for change, and the invitation. I'm gonna say that invitation is for you guys, or the poison bitch is getting an invitation to torture. To a torturesome life. Aww. Aww, don't let the door hit you on the way out, you fucking nasty bitch. That girl is poison. Oh, I can't stop hearing it now. And they could be Pisces. I mean, again, just as like a nice little end, to that reading is, please be careful with boredom. Okay, please be careful with stasis, because if your head isn't on straight, if you don't have enough hobbies, if you don't have things to do, boredom caverns makes you want to go bust a cap. Okay, very serious shit. It will send you to jail. You will get fucked up for the rest of your life. I don't know who the fuck this person thinks they are, but even waving a little wand and fucking up somebody's house is the same as walking up with a gun and ringing the doorbell. It's just a different energy. Okay, and think of it this way. Anybody that does ill intent magic towards people is such a coward. Okay, because that's coward energy. They lost something. Okay, they, loser. Okay, and that energy, because they can't stand to lose, they have to come back as poison and take over and intoxify everybody, right? It's very juvenile, right? It's very immature energy, right? And it's just choosing to be like a nasty person, right? But then using magic as the influence, and that's like, you can't use magic as your weapon. You can't use magic as your excuse. What, because you can do it, we're just supposed to let you walk by and do whatever you want? No. Just because it can happen doesn't mean it's supposed to. It's like child trafficking. Oh, so we're just supposed to let it happen, or should we shut it down? Right? Like, the fuck, right? These people are so stupid. They just think that they can hurt. They think that they can monopolize. They think that they can do things to people, right? And just walk away with it because, oh, they're bored or they're a witch, right? And like, yes, fuck faggots. Sorry, I try not to say that word. But fucking people, honestly, like, they're faggy, okay? They're faggy. All right? They're just bad people, just awful people with ill intentions, just, and they probably could be gay. That is the trigger of so many readings, where people put their closeted shit onto other people, and it's displacement altogether. Nobody deserves to handle or carry your fucking burdens, whatever they are. It doesn't matter, okay? But that whole like homosexuality thing, it's still such a high regard, because people, you probably lost a job, guaranteed, because somebody wanted to fuck you that was the same sex as you, and you turned them down. Fun fact for you, you might not have even known you turned them down, because you might not have even known they hit on you, because you were that naive, not even naive, but just that innocent that you wouldn't think somebody would ostracize you from a group and then take you and try to fuck you right after that. It's like, it's complete monopolization. It really is. Like, it really is. But there's, we look at, seriously, I knew it. SEX. It's everything. Look at assumption. Thank you, spirit. People just assume that they can sleep with you. They really do. They assume. Okay. And there was this reading done the other day. I don't know if it was on this channel or it was on 13th Moon, where an employee got you fired and turned the boss against you and promised the boss sexual gratification for their trouble. And so the boss fires you thinking he's going to get laid by the chick he really likes, but she just used him to fire you. Okay. So a lot of, okay. And this is current energy. That's exactly what I wanted. Current energy, not what's happening tomorrow, not what happened yesterday, exactly what's going on right now. Okay. And if you're anywhere that's getting a storm or any type of, condensation, this is the reading if it resonates. Okay. Because the storm is this person's energy. It's almost like Mother Nature finally clapping back, because for all we know, they were using energy like storms. They were using wind power. They were using fire. They were using something to put the devil into your life somehow. Okay. Anything you do comes back times, if not times 10. I hear times 10 in my head sometimes. When I'm dealing with, some people on my head, I hear times 10 when I hear karma. So I hear times 3 a lot, but every now and then it's like a times 10. And I kind of like, really? That's a times 10? Sometimes shit's a times 10. I don't know. I'm not the universe. I don't get to decide. Oh my God, I can't get that song out of my head. They must be really bad. And like, obviously, it's not the same analogy of what, I forget who sings that song, but it's obviously not the same analogy as what they're saying that somebody's poisoned. But as an analogy would be, it's kind of perfect for the reading. So I do like that song just came on. Oh, I've had this other song in my head, and, getting it replaced with Poison is kind of badass, because I do not want that other song in my head anymore. These songs get in my head and they start driving me insane. until they come out in a reading. And they always come out in a reading. I swear to God. I'm not crazy. That girl is poison. Welcome, everybody who's new. Thank you for liking the video. Pump it up. Like the video, share the video, talk about the video. We want everybody talking about Whitney Moonshine in 24 hours. Go. Spread it around the world like a venereal disease. It'll spread quick then. Okay, go. Next message. See if it resonates. What was I talking about? An illness spreading like a venereal disease, and Cujo just came out with rabies. Oh, that's insane. Okay, what are you going to tell me about Cujo? Oh, a dog and then a cat. Cat people. Oh, God, and Hellraiser. Okay, back to venereal diseases. I mean, not that we were actually talking about venereal diseases, but listen, there's a reason why I say everything, and it's not a joke, okay? Although this is entertainment only. Okay? So, we got an illness here, people, and I don't know if someone's got to go to the doctor. Okay, because they've got sexually transmitted disease. That's one message. Okay, if you did the deed with somebody you don't know, or if you recently had relations with somebody, please get your shit checked. Okay, number one, always want a healthy vagina. And penises, by the way, a lot of venereal diseases guys can carry, and you have no idea that they even have anything. Oh, yeah, we're talking about venereal diseases, Pam. You missed an entire reading, but don't worry, you can go back and rewind. What was it about? Oh, yeah, it was about a witch doing some magic, and they got caught. So, just a regular old witch reading. Don't worry, Pam. Okay, so now we've got King Kong, It, The Devil, Pet Sematary, and Hereditary. Okay, I feel like somebody might have tricked you into believing that they had a thing for you. Okay, that they really liked you, that they really wanted to be with you. Okay, you might have had somebody sleep with you that tricked people and said things about you in the bedroom. We did talk about that the other day. Stank pussy. All right, guys talking about somebody's fucking pussy, and it's retarded because it's not how that girl is at all, and it's just another immature energy that probably shouldn't even be having sex, but you know. Anyways, moving on. And that's the thing. If you can't talk about it, don't do it. If you can't have a serious conversation about it, don't go diving in the deep end. Okay? Because clearly you're not going to know what you're doing. But anyways. Okay, so I believe that somebody in the chat slept with somebody who has a very nasty attachment, which a lot of people do. It's not that uncommon. Don't worry about it. It can be taken care of. Okay, but this energy that's now attached into you might hurt you. I feel like this is some type of... I feel like this is a very old entity. Like, I mean, I think we were talking about ancient entities roaming the halls yesterday of somebody's apartment building. So now we're going to talk about some ancient ass demon wandering this person's sexual organ. It's like fallen. It's like fallen, but in sex. You know that movie Fallen? Azazel jumps from person to person by touch. This is like a sexual demon through sex, through that touch. You know what I mean? Debauchery. Dyslexia right there for you. Okay, get that out of my head. Debauchery. Okay, Decarabia. Okay. I don't think I've pulled that card for a while. Knight of Pentacles. All right, who's got the attachments here? What are they? Who are they? Or is it just this one? Oh, I knew there's always another one. Moloch. There's the devil himself. Moloch, they refer to as the devil in this deck. And the devil is, as we know, right here. So if somebody wanted an affirmation, there's your double devil affirmation. Okay? I am not fucking around. Barbatos. Uncovers treasures hidden by magicians. You see what I mean? Reconciles friends and foes. There's definitely somebody that's possessed, that's trying to rekindle something with you because of this thing. Maybe you're really good in bed, okay? And they want you, not the person carrying the vessel. The thing that jumped into the person with the vessel wants to have sex with you. Okay, so that's where I feel like somebody might have got a dirty dick or a dirty pocket, okay? And hereditary, like this is something, I feel like this demon is something that's attached to your family. Like a sexual deviant, like some type of, like you might have pedophiles in the family, shit like that, or like people that you hate, or old men that are disgusting, or just you know those people who look sick. It's weird because, I mean, I've had them in my family before, but I mean, they died when I was younger. But I remember looking at them and going like, you don't look right. You look sick. Right. And like, I don't know if you have people in your family like that, but like I have had people in my family where like, I can't look at them. Okay. Because they're disgusting. And that's whatever that's from. Okay. Whether or not that's their disgusting attachments, whether that's their disgusting brainwashing, whether that's just it altogether, just something that you would never think of or you would never do. I mean, just because we're here in hereditary bloodlines doesn't necessarily mean that those are the right ancestors that were supposed to be around you. Right? I think a lot of people are reincarnated into greedy families and they weren't supposed to be introduced into those families, right? Because those people were never supposed to be together. Therefore, they were never supposed to experience sex together. Therefore, you were never supposed to be here. You were supposed to be here most likely in a different form. Okay. If you were feminine, and this is for a lot of people, I find this myself too. Like, I love that I'm female, but I feel like I was supposed to be male. Not that I want to be male, but I feel like I was supposed to be male. Like, I'm very hands-on. I wanted to be a mechanic. I love guys' clothing. But again, I don't want to be a guy. And I love dudes. But I feel like my energy was cut short by being a female, right? Like, I got the short end of the stick and I shouldn't have, right? And my mother felt that way too. She was determined to believe that my sister was a boy. So I don't know if my mother supposed to be the right mother, but possibly my father was supposed to be different, or vice versa. I was supposed to have the same father, but my mother was supposed to be different, right? Because changing one of the partners would have changed your sex, possibly. Not necessarily, and it would have possibly made your journey at life a lot different, possibly a lot easier, right? Because there's so many things that I feel like women do that like I just don't want to do. I'm just not into pink. I'm not into girly things. I never really have been. And you would call those tomboys, right? And then, you know, that's why I usually get referred to as a dyke, or people think I'm a lesbian all the time because of the way I'm punk and the way that I dress and the way that I act. I don't give a fuck. Does not mean I'm a lesbian. It means I'm a punk. It means that that's my personality. That's who I am. It's always how I'm going to be. I don't care if I'm 40 years old and still rocking Doc Martens. Guess what? That's how I roll my life. Just because I'm aging doesn't mean that I feel like I have to go dress at Ricky's or I have to go to Sears now and suddenly get my attire. Like, why? I'm going to dress like the way that I want for the rest of my life. I don't give a fuck. But that's not really the state of a woman. It's not really womanly appearances, although I do like to bust out my woman shit every now and then. Because it's hilarious. It's funny. It's like dress up night. I get to dress up like a woman, even though I am a woman, but don't really want to necessarily be one. It's awful. Who the fuck wants to admit they want to be a woman? Bullshit, you do. Fucking cramps, period, bullshit, PMS. Fuck you. You're weaker. You're more vulnerable. Like you wanted to be a woman. Anybody that says they wanted to be a woman, it's because you're a narcissist, most likely. Okay, and you think you're good looking. Okay, so that's the thing. Like, I don't know where we're getting to with this reading. Spirit is going off in my head right now. This has nothing to do with me, by the way. This is all spirit. Spirit just speaks through me. We know this. I'm turned off. Whitney's not here. Okay. But you've had relations with the devil. And I don't think I said that yet. But that's what I want to say. Like somebody, if the devil is as powerful as what we know him to be, it's not like he's just in one person. He's probably in millions. Okay, let's just give him the cred that sometimes he needs. Is he will just jump into anybody. Okay, but only if you're vulnerable enough and weak enough that you let him in. Okay, where most people, if they're going out fucking around and getting drunk, are pretty susceptible to picking up the devil because of how weak they really are, right? And it's not how much you can bench press. That's not toughness. That's not strength. Okay, strength is on the inside. Strength is something you cannot see, okay, because it's there, right? It's not here. It's here, okay? Mind over matter. It's what it always is. Okay, so you have somebody, okay. Basically, I think the advice is if there is an ex or somebody that comes back into your life that you have slept with, stay the fuck away from them. Okay, because they're being used right now as like a devil's advocate, okay, as like a devil meat suit that just wants to come and find you and tackle that pussy or that ass or whatever it is, okay, and then possibly impregnate you, possibly give you some type of disease. He wants to fuck you over. He doesn't want to give you pleasure all night. This is not some romantic movie. Okay, this is the devil and he is disgusting. Okay, Seer, Astrolof, and Guston. Okay, so we have quite a bit of demons here. Okay, so, there's a never-ending stretch of demonic energies, obviously, that are out there. Majority are being driven by the devil. Okay, so there are his little friends that are out there trying to tackle that ass. Okay, just like him. So that's why, I think that's why so many people, like when they're in the bar scene, they fuck around. They do. And it's not even like necessarily they want to. It's just, who wants to stop partying at 2:30 when you just got your third wind, right? It's almost like just going with the crowd and just being with alcoholics, being with people who are dabbling with God knows what, attract a lot of different energies. Okay? Because of how weak all those people are to just party and have fun and let loose. Right? What does that even mean? I don't know. But I think a lot of people are just way too high strung and they're work hard, but play harder, whole frame of mind thing also weakens them. Right? And then they come and they knock on your door. 9 Pan's Labyrinth on the bottom of the deck with Escape. I do feel like you can get out of this. And like with Pan's Labyrinth, I'm getting the Cappy 10. And you know that guy. If you've seen that movie, he is awful. I mean, he's shut down. He's ruthless. He just kills for fun. And it's just like, that's the energy of possibly this person, if you get into their energy, they're going to want to just have a lot of fun. Okay, right away, get super drunk. They're going to be super happy. And it's all just these quick endorphins that are going to run out, right? And the second they wake up with you in the morning, if they even make it that long, they're going to go, oh, fuck, what did I do? And they're going to run away from you because they don't want to be with you. The thing inside of them just wants to conquer you. That's it. Okay. And this comes along with some of these nasty, little friends that they're carrying around with them as well. Okay. So, yeah. Energy thieves. Damn right. Who's that? Debbie. I think I've seen you in the chat before. And it's like, they don't even know. That's the funny part, or the ironic part of it, is they're coming to steal your energy and they don't realize that their energy is being stolen. Right? So it's just funny that people, the irony that they pull every day and they don't even realize that they're doing it. They don't realize that they're being used, right? Like, so just... Again, the word irony, we love it in this channel. Hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for liking the video, by the way. We really appreciate that. It lets YouTube know that we're not losers, that people do like our content. Thanks. I'm going to do one more reading, and then 41 minutes on the dot. Wow. All right, last reading. Here we go. Judgment in reverse with Temperance. And the World. Sagittarius energy there, everybody. Judgment in reverse. It's almost like something didn't go well. The World in reverse. No way. The World showed up again. Okay. So 8 of Swords in reverse and the World in reverse to talk about this Judgment in reverse. That's a contract. That's a contract agreement with success and completion in reverse. That means somebody pulled out on you. Somebody signed a contract with you, they signed an agreement with you, and then they fucking pulled out, and then you got stuck in this loop over and over and over again. So somebody is getting a judgment right now for fucking you over. For signing an agreement and then not doing it. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I'm wondering if that was going to come out. That's the roulette, Russian roulette. Ooh, somebody put some fucking, they gambled away something on you. Gambled away this agreement. And put your fate in their hands. This is like somebody played God. All right, what's Temperance upright? The Moon in reverse, Death upright, and the Sun. All these majors coming out. Holy fuck. Making plans in reverse, 2 of Wands in reverse, the Moon in reverse, Death upright, and then the Sun, growth and recovery, transformation, deep emotions. Okay, so it's almost like I feel like what they're saying is that this person cannot get out of this. They cannot say, because like, look, there's that agreement again. Right? It looks a little bit different, but I mean, when you want to go analogy-wise, look, there's the little signature point there. Yeah. So fuck it. Really? That is going to come up twice here. Okay, that's an agreement twice. Okay, so they can't just act like they didn't fucking sign something. They can't act like they didn't do something when they fucking did. There's witnesses to see that they signed this. They said they were going to do something for you. Okay, deep emotions in reverse makes it seem to me like they turned their emotions off with you. They turned you off and didn't look back. Okay, and they killed you. Transformation. They, by saying that you weren't alive anymore, or that they didn't have to do this and they could go back on this arrangement, they could go back on this agreement, killed you, technically killed the relationship. But the thing is, with the sun as the last card in the present moment, I feel like you didn't die for very long. What up, Michelle? Yeah, they do got receipts. I've got receipts. You know what's funny? In my dreams, I go to my dad, my father, every now and then, and I make him give me receipts. Okay? And I know these receipts are things that he has bought with my money and won't pay me. He buys his woman, his wife, shit with my money. Okay, so I make him give me receipts all the time. There was this one time he gave me a stack of receipts that was so thick, it had been a couple months, that one receipt was trailing behind me. I was like, how much did your fucking wife spend of my money now? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it's humiliating how much his wife spends. Okay, so take that into consideration. Okay, so the world upright as our future card, to me, says that this shit is done. Okay, there's the King of Cups, warm-hearted and loving. That's you. Okay, you didn't go all cold-hearted, stiff on them. They pulled out. What were you supposed to do about it? Absolutely fucking nothing. Ace of Coins. Well, I like that. What's after? Whoa. We're gonna dance all night. Dance all day. Because that's how I play. Oh, Manhattan. Oh my God, Manhattan. Manhattan. That song just started playing in my head by Kings of Leon. Because that's how I play. Yeah, that's how I play. And I know, who are you? Oh my God, Spirit. I'm getting goosebumps. What the fuck? I did not know that said Manhattan. Oh my God, Manhattan. Is anybody in Manhattan? You got like that, or you're not from New York. I was going to say Newark. Nope, that's not the right place. Anybody new to the channel, this is the most magical channel on YouTube. That's why I say I want everybody talking about Whitney Moonshine within 24 hours, people. All right, send that shit out. Okay, High Priestess, King of Coins, King of Swords, Three of Swords, two kings in the middle of the High Priestess and the Three of Swords. Okay. Confusion with possibilities. Secrets, intuition, prosperous, strong-willed, heartbreak, betrayal. Okay, so this is obviously overcoming. Because if this person signed an agreement and pulled out, that means that things that they were supposed to do, you had to have done with somebody else, or you had to do by yourself. Okay, so that betrayal, all right, that betrayal is, I feel like, some type of hidden motive for your future success. You know those people where it's like they were in foster care their whole life, or just, you know, no family, and they have the worst fucking life ever, and then they just do something absolutely incredible with it, and it's not easy, and it doesn't happen right away, but it's something that somebody chooses to do because of where they come from, because of what they dealt with. They want to make the world a better place, and they don't want, because I mean, when you deal with trauma and your past, you either fall down that hole and never come out, or you fall down that hole and you work your way out of it and you promise yourself that you're never going to go down it. And then it's a point where, because you went down it, anybody that you know is down there, or anybody that you know has been down there, it's like automatic family. It's like automatic, connection, automatic, right? That's the same people. That's the same, right? Anybody that you see struggling that has had the same problems that you have, are you just going to walk right by, right? Or are you going to notice it and do something, right? Not just stand there saying you're going to do something, but actually to say that you're going to do something and do it is probably the most powerful thing anybody can ever do. Because usually when somebody says it, it's up for interpretation for somebody to grab it, steal it, and take it away, right? To say that you're going to do something and actually follow through means all those things that you hear about not doing it and actually still fulfilling it. It's almost like you beat the witchcraft, you beat the negativity, you beat most of the people who go back on their word, who say they're going to do something and they never fucking do. And then you grow up saying you're going to do shit and you never do it, right? Because you're not around people who actually do what they do, because these people pulled out on you, right? They didn't want to have that connection with you. They didn't want to, feel something for you. They didn't want to follow through, because if they followed through, then it would become a deeper attachment for them, right? If they play frivolous and detached, then they can keep walking away from you while you could be in love with them. But they're detached, so they don't give a fuck, right? And that's how I feel with my parents, because I haven't seen parents in so long. We've detached, right? They want to see me still as a child. I'm a full-grown 40-year-old woman. I'm not a child. But when you detach, then you start to lose that love, that connection, right? Even if it's blood, even if it's, skin deep, doesn't matter. The farther you are away from somebody, the more that energy can manipulate you, because you don't have that person there to rebuild the bond, right? And that's why I believe then when you're starting relationships and when relationships are when they're rocky, it's very important to spend that time with one another to rebuild it. Because if you separate, and which is good. It's always good to clear your mind, but then you have to come back to that gravity point, because if you don't, you're going to lose it and you're going to forget it and you're going to wander away, and then evil energies are going to keep you apart, right? The moon is going to keep you apart, right? There's going to be things that keep you apart because now you don't have that bond anymore that can keep it together, right? So somebody has to, be careful about the people that they've walked away from, that they've had close connections with, because you might have lost that connection, but they might not have, right? Or you might be holding on to that connection, but they're not, because they signed and ripped up that contract a long ass time ago. They have not fulfilled it since, right? That's why in relationships, when you have to overcompensate, it's because somebody did this. They signed a fucking agreement with you and then pulled out. So now you have to overcompensate for what they are lacking and not doing, even though they made the contract with you to fucking pull 50-50. Right? It's people are really fucking annoying when they say they're going to do something and then they fucking pull out because it's too hard, or it's taking up too much money, or they don't want to do it anymore. It's like, well, you couldn't have thought of that for the 10 years that you were planning it, right? But they didn't plan it for 10 years. They planned it for 10 fucking minutes and then went through on something and didn't think it clearly. Okay? Which is majority of our problem out there with people and their decision making. They'll sit in stasis for years and then all of a sudden make back-to-back moves, not thinking about it, and ruin their fucking lives or ruin everybody else's lives around them. Yeah, that's how I play. Yeah, that's how I play. Did you just see that card? That was amazing. Knight of Swords with battle and an opponent. Okay, so clearly this was a battle. And you know what sucks is nobody told this person they had to sign this contract. Nobody put a gun to their head and said, sign this contract right now and be a part of my life, or this is fucked and you're not going to, like, nobody did this. Nobody held them. Nobody told them that they had to do this. So the fact that they did it and then pulled out just goes to show how fucking weak they are. Okay, please recognize the weakness in people and stop giving them strength. Stop saying that they're so powerful and so contagious and so beautiful and so this, when they're like fucking, they're pulling out on you long fucking time ago. They don't give a shit. Anybody that you're tailing or chasing or who won't text you back, narcissists, walk away. Close that door and lock it. Because stability is coming. Okay, because you fulfilled that contract regardless if they pulled out. Ooh, look at that, stalemate. Right? That's what this all fucking whole thing was about. This fucking stalemate right there. Obviously, so if they pulled out on a contract with this card, I feel like they're blaming it on you. Right? You were too hard, you were too difficult, you cost too much money, you were too this, you were too that. And that's where you went, fuck you. You're going to put this on me? You're going to tell me it was all my fault now that this isn't working out? Right? Again, covert narcissist, hiding right in plain sight. King of Wands. Have all the kings come out? Wands. Swords. Yes. All the kings are here. All the king and all their men couldn't put Humpty back together again. That's all I just heard in my head. King, 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 king. Where's the other king? Look at all four kings. I don't know if that's ever happened in a reading. Like, I've had all four aces come out, but I don't think I've had all four kings come out before. And not the emperor. Like, how many people are here? How many people fucked you over? How many people became a part of this? Honestly. Freaking losers. Fucking loser crew. And I think you've turned into a lot of these energies, right? Elevating yourself, right? Because of the fact that they pulled out. So then you had to step up, obviously, right? So collective, you send in some badass energy. Ace of Swords. Look at that. Success. Success with the Ace of Cups. You're kidding me. Look at this. I can't make this up if I tried. 2 aces just came out. You saw me shuffling. Okay. So 2 aces. And I like that because there's 3 aces, right? Because there's the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Can you tell that the universe knows what's going on? Because the devil on the bottom of the deck with the hangman in reverse, partnerships in reverse. That's it right there. They're fucking just trying to, you know, puppet you on a puppet string and a puppet master and fucking, but they didn't want to work with you. They wanted to control you, right? Partnership in reverse. With the hangman in reverse, waiting, sacrifice. So they didn't want to wait. They didn't want to wait for you to grow up. They didn't want to wait for you to get there. They just, and you know, I heard this today. I heard my stepmother in my head. And I think she was talking to my father and she said, because like she doesn't let me see my father, but it's not like my father fights her or anything. So I heard her say about me, well, she can be in our lives again once she grows up. Like I said, I'm 40 years old. Okay? Not too much more growing I need to do, you know what I mean? So, like, once I grow up, I can become a part of your life? No, honey. I'll never be a part of your life. But I'm glad that she's telling my father a bunch of ultimatums that if I change, I can come back. Oh, really? I can change my whole life just for you and I can come back into your life? Why didn't you tell me that before? Oh my God, how dumb have I been, right? Idiots. They didn't want to wait. They didn't want to wait for you. And actually, you know, my stepmother, a while ago, one of the last times, you know, once I hit my 20s, my third eye opened, I kind of like Whitney, the bear, kind of calmed down. And I was trying to find more connections, especially with my stepmother, who claims that I hate her whole life. I was trying to bond with her. I was trying to, right? So I was having like this nice conversation with her when I moved back in with her, and she completely manipulated me. Like she would listen to everything and she would manipulate me, and she would try to act like she was on my side, but then she would act out irrationally, right? And tell my father a bunch of shit. And then boom, there goes our relationship. There goes everything. And like the fact to sit there and say if I grew up, we could be in a relationship. Like what, okay, honestly, these people, no matter what happened, they're not going to be able to she said when we were bonding one day, our fake bonding, I remember when they first got together, there's this bike trail and we all got bikes, and I was, I don't know, maybe it's like 6 years old or 7 years old. So like, imagine a 6-year-old, like I wasn't fat or anything. I was just a little kid. Okay. Fucking 3 feet high. I don't know. Right. I was small. And, so I had a small bike. Okay. And so they decided, my sister was like 10 years old, and, everybody was old. Everyone was so much bigger than me. And Cindy, my stepmother, said she watched me struggle the entire time and did nothing. She said, "Oh, I felt so bad for you. Your little legs were trying to keep up and you couldn't keep up with us, and your dad was laughing." And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you just tortured me. You just let me fall behind. You just watched the little one and just fucking left me there. Like, what, so like, there are going to be times where people are going to fill you in on when they fucking walked away from this, when they didn't fulfill their side of the bargain, right? When they knew that you were too little, but they forced you to do it anyways because your brothers and sisters were doing it, or you couldn't get left behind, or then nobody can go and grow up. And what are you, a little kid? Yeah, 6 years old. I am a little fuck kid. Thanks for pointing it out, Dad. I'm not a fucking 40-year-old like you are right now. Okay, so definitely watched you struggle, watched you have to try so much harder than everybody else. And in the midst of that trying, right, you think, okay, well, my parents going to help me because they saw how much I'm trying, and I know they didn't help my brother and sister, but I really need help. Nope, well, we didn't help your brother and sister. We're not going to help you either. As if to say that everybody is exactly the same and everybody needs the same help and everybody needs this. And that's what Cindy would say. Everything needs to be fair. Everybody has to have the exact same and everybody has to eat the exact same. Like, no. Okay, these people were fucked to believe they could back out of a contract because they didn't want to wait for you to grow up, which was what their fucking job was, to watch you grow up. Oh my God, heaven forbid you watch a kid grow up that you put here. Holy fuck, so many people, they just want their kids to jump from 1 year old to 20, taking care of themselves. When can you take care of yourself? When can you make your own meals? When can you clean the house for me? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you wanted a child, not a slave. But let me get that vacuum going there, Mom, and I'll clean up the house for you. Okay, so, oh my God, look what I put side by side. Look what I put side by side, didn't even notice. Restriction. That's not a coincidence. And then partnership right there. Okay, it's like telling the story itself. Okay, crisis of faith. Bullshit crisis of faith. They didn't have a crisis of faith. They had oh my God, I don't want it to do with you anymore, so I'm just going to kill you. Okay, that was their little crisis of faith, was you weren't going to grow up properly, and you weren't going to pay your dues, and you were going to turn out to be a loser. Go suck daddy's dick and shut the fuck up. Go do your job, mommy. All right, get a big mouthful. Anyways, let's stop trash talking your parents now and move the fuck on. Okay, well, I think that's it for me. 1:03. I think I can go home now, even though I am home. My job is done for the day. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This was a very intense couple of readings. So always remember, if they don't resonate, it's okay. Okay? Sometimes with the energy, you don't want it to resonate, Trust me. Just use it for entertainment purposes only. Prayers out there. Who's that? Extra something, something, something. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Who's that above you? Debbie. Oh. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for participating in the chat. Thank you for telling me little stories and all about yourselves. This was my day off, so obviously tomorrow I'll be back with the readings. Make sure you check out the 13th Moon Zodiac Tarot by me on YouTube for the Zodiacs. Obviously, we didn't do any readings today because it was my day off, but there's like already 60 videos put up on that channel, along with the 2.2 videos up here. So if you guys run out of content, there's like 90 days worth of content on here. So you shouldn't run out of entertainment for Whitney. Anyways, peace out. Thank you so much for liking the video. It really does mean a lot. Okay. Thank you for liking and sharing, and peace out. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you again. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Pam, my moderators. Give them a round of applause, and peace out. All right. Goodbye.